There's this famous movie called Good Will Hunting. And there's this key scene where Matt Damon is at a lunch break with his friend. They're working construction and they're talking about their future. They're in their early to mid 20s. They're talking about their future. And Matt Damon, this actor, is very gifted with his intelligence. But his friend, while he has some common sense, is more of a laborer, really is probably not going to go very far in certain academics. And so the main actor, Matt Damon, was trying to tell him that even though he has this great gift of intelligence, he kind of still sees himself staying in the local town he grew up with the same friends and raising families together. And Ben Affleck, who's dating J-Lo now again, Ben Affleck, who was his co-star, was saying, what? He goes, you're not going to take the job like to move up in your career. You're not going to get out of here and move to California or whatever you were going to do. And Matt Damon's like, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to work construction with you. I'm going to stay in this town. I think they were in Boston area. I'm going to stay in this town. We're going to raise our family together. We're going to watch the Patriot games. And his friend, who was quote unquote less intelligence, less ability to go higher up in life, so to speak, said, look, man, if you're still around here in 10, 20 years, I'll kill you. He goes, you got what many of us wish we had, opportunity, but more than that, the ability to go further. And he goes, don't waste it. Don't waste it staying around us and trying to just be comfortable. Go live your best life is basically what he told him. But the painful thing to live your best life, whether you're highly intelligent or whatever your gift is or whatever you are, to live your best life, you're faced with the dilemma that Matt Damon was faced with. That to go to your best level in life, you're going to have to separate from certain relationships and certain places, certain environments. And the people and the environment may not even be doing something wrong, but it's not your best. And this is what it means to be lonely at the top. There's no way you get to your best life with everyone you grew up with staying in every environment. It's impossible. Because there's something about greatness that requires a level of your journey to walk alone and a level of adaptation to change. And that's where most people crumble. And I understand it because I felt the pain. I've damn near killed myself at certain times. I still now, because it never stops. I still now sometimes faced with that. But that's my core message tonight that I want to share with you that I've experienced. You're going to start this, when you're in your 20s, just like this movie, when you have to start to separate from certain friends, not that they're doing anything bad, but again, to get to your top level. Separate from certain environments. I've been through that, whether it's the town you grew up with or whatever. And that never stops, the ability to keep going higher and higher. Now, there was also a great book I read called The Final Quest by Rick Joyner. It was mainly a spiritual book, but it had a philosophy that in life, you go to the top of the mountain, you go to your best level, but on your way to the best level, you're going to be lonely because the higher you go up, the less people are around. And I remember I was climbing this little baby mountain. I don't even know if you call it a mountain in Jersey, when I was starting to take like weekend trips to get out of the house more and to get out of my environment, just to get out of my town. I still owned a house, but just take trips outside of your 30, 60 mile radius. And I was hiking this trail, and it's true, the higher I was going up, the less people I was seeing, and then it got very eerie. And I was like, oh my God, where is everyone? And I actually got a little bit lost. It was scary. On your way to your best life, you're going to get a little bit lost. It's scary. And, back to this book, and then we're going to go to live comments. Click the thumbs up if you appreciate these videos. Thank you. Thank you to all my members. I'll see them in here. If you want to be a member, click that blue join button. Thank you. But this book by Rick Joyner He was saying, don't begrudge, don't look down on people at the bottom of the mountain. Just like Ben Affleck in the movie Good Will Hunting. Matt Damon didn't look down on him. He actually was just wanted to be around him because they grew up together. And Ben Affleck was saying, well, that's great, but basically the purpose of life is to get the most out of your talents, gifts, because that serves everyone the best and yourself the best. Every time you try to settle and not use your gifts, you're not going to be in a good place and you're not going to feel good. You may feel good from not pushing yourself, but you'll suffer. Just like when you sit down too long and you don't push yourself to go for a walk or you don't push yourself to go to work. Every time you settle, eventually it catches up to you. But the key is, and some people have guilt tripped me along the way, not many, but some, sometimes people just say it too, like to get back at you, like, oh, you think you're better than me? There was a whole episode on Seinfeld about that. You think you're better than me? That comes from a place of their insecurity. Because what it is they're facing the opportunity to take a promotion or to move away or to move, and they're struggling with that. But if you look back, even people at the bottom of the mountain, if you look back at your life, you've done things already to prove that you have the ability to, and you strength when you're willing to do it. I used to tell my mom that, like, Ma, I know it's not easy for you, but look back at your life. You got through a divorce, you picked yourself up, you started in a work career with very little skills. You do what you had to do. You have the strength. You're stronger than you think. Sometimes you have to remind yourself that, no matter what level of the mountain you're on. But again, make no mistake about it. On your journey in life, as you, in this parable, climb this mountain, I like it flat. I don't like mountains, guys. I'm staying in Florida. I take it very seasick. The higher you go up in elevation, it's horrible. It's get colder, less Starbucks, less MILFs. It's just goats and fucking mountains. I tell you, I don't know who likes mountains, not me. But my goal is to be lonely at a secluded beach in Florida. And I found a few, and we'll see about home base. But bottom line, the message. I just broke it down. I think it'll help you. I think it helps me. There's no exact science, but I think certain things you gravitate towards. And that movie and that scene in the movie and that book, Good Will Hunting, the scene where Matt Damon was telling his friend he's going to stay around the same area he grew up with the same friends, and Ben Affleck, who's dating J-Lo, told him, if you're still doing this, hanging around us 20 years from now, I'll kill you. That's a friend. That's a friend. And again, that book by Rick Joyner, Final Quest, and a mentor of mine. Shout out to Jack if he ever watches. I doubt it. Well, he gave it to me. So I don't talk to him anymore. I don't know him. I changed my phone number many times. Not too many people have my phone number anymore. So, that I always tell you guys, look, you ready to change your life, change your phone number and only give it to a few people. Most people will never do that. And I understand it. I'm not saying you should do that, but something to think about. All right, let's go to all these live comments. If you appreciate these videos, again, click that thumbs up. Thank you to all my members. I'll see them in here. Doug, my member, Space Daddy, Cereal. I appreciate you, Pat Go. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. Let's go to live comments. If I miss a comment, please type it again. Don't take it out of disrespect. Show up, show up, show up. The number one thing people need from you is to show up. You say, I want to stay home with my family. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to leave my dog alone. Well, I understand that. I've been there. Let me tell you something. What did the pandemic teach us? You got to get out of the house. And let me tell you something in life, guys. It's part of the journey. Lakshi. Hey, what's up, man? Shout out to you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in. Forgive me for saying your name wrong. Andre, hey, Sam, what's up? It's me. Hey, buddy, miss you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Malcolm, I showed up on time. Thank you. Let's go. Hey, Sam, broke it down under 10 minutes. Thank you. Appreciate that, Malcolm. Andre, how was your day, Sam? Great. Did everything I wanted to do. Woke up early. Right. The first part of life that decides if you're going to move forward is when you're faced with the opportunity to wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. If you wake up at 7 a.m., you're average. If you wake up past 7 a.m., you're below average. If you wake up at 5 a.m., you're above average. 6 a.m., above average. But once you get to 7, you're average. Unless you're working the night shift. I worked every shift, first shift, second shift, third shift. I think you should experiment. I think you're not going to get a good promotion until you work day shift. Why? Most business gets done mainly during the day, and you got to go through that process of, but you don't always have to do that. And you don't always do that. But I want to share with you, my day was good because I woke up early. I was productive for work. I had a good review. Very thankful for the people I work with. And I had my recreational time. Went to the beach, which is part of the reason I uprooted my life, moved away from my hometown. Wanted to live in a warm climate all year round. Went for a great walk, fully submerged in the Atlantic Ocean. Traveled a little bit at the end of the day here, so I'm a little bit late on the live feed. But it's good. I very much love Florida. Very much love where I'm at right now. I'm very grateful. Andre, yeah, thank you again. It's me, Mr. Nomad for President. Well, I appreciate the word of encouragement. Really have no desire for politics, but I guess everyone says that, and everyone says that, and then that's why crazy people get it. But for me, I appreciate the positive comment. Charlie, hey Sam, what's up, Charlie? Good to see you. Johnny, greetings from a man who ate dinner at Matt Damon's house. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to Matt Damon. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, it's a blessing to know someone that may be famous. Of course, then when you finally know them, you realize they're just human. But yeah, when I was younger, I used to say, oh, I met this person, I met that. So yeah, I understand there's something special about meeting someone that is out there. So shout out to you. It's me who agrees. Space Daddy Cereal, what's up, brother? Thank you again for being a member. Sam, the MF man. Well, I appreciate that, Space Daddy Cereal. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, man. How you doing? Doug, hello, Sam. Shout out to you, Doug. Pacific Northwest Coffee Starbucks in the building. I said to myself, Doug, if I buy a home base, do I want to cook my own coffee? Why would I spend $200,000 just to have a parking spot? I don't know. It's a dilemma, Charlie, another great topic, Samuel. Thank you, Charlie. Through life experience, and then when I have the creative idea, I write it down on my phone. Then I discipline myself to show up and do it. Then repeat. Thank you, brother. Pat goes in the house. Thank you for being a member. Upper Peninsula. You know what it is. Let's talk about it. Hey, Sam. Been up since 2:30 a.m. Ate burger and mac and cheese for dinner. Well, Pat Go, you're exempt. You can do whatever the hell you want. Okay, you work hospice and you got a positive attitude. You want to wake up at 2:30, even though I think that's very unhealthy for your sleep cycle, and eating a burger. Did I ever do that? Yeah, when I was younger, no doubt. But again, as you get older, your body is not that resilient. Your mind is not that resilient. You got to really, as you get older, you got to take a lot better care of yourself because you're just not this beast where you can just bull through bad habits. And once you get into your 40s, you're pretty much stuck with a lot of the habits you got. Okay, so be careful. I want to tell you right now, Pat Go, I love you. Jeanette, hey Jeanette, topic right on time. Thank you, Jeanette. Appreciate that. Doug, just finished 20 minutes walking. There you go. And 20 minutes chest back. Doug, you're on fire, man. 20 minutes, change your life. 40 minutes, great. Take breaks along the way. Any more than an hour in the gym is too much. You're going to miss out on outdoor activities in your life. Consistency is the key. At least 5 days a week in the gym for at least 15 minutes. You don't have to do heavy weights, especially as you get older. Every day you should go for a walk, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once at night. You should try to hit at least 10,000 steps. You should use your phone app or use your smartwatch. I did in the beginning of my journey when I was obese. I wanted to monitor. You got to measure everything. You got to measure your steps, but mainly you got to measure your food. You got to look at the food ingredients. If you work out for 40 minutes, but you wake up at 2:30 and you eat mac and cheese and a burger, it's good that you went for a walk, but your fat ass is going to be crazy. Now, some people got good metabolism. I think Pat goes skinny. But even if you're not skinny, it don't matter. I mean, again, it's about health. Because, look, guys, I'm always going to have a wide ass. Now, when I was damn near anorexic, I still had a wide ass, but I was so damn skinny it didn't really matter. But you have to find that balance, I wouldn't want to do how extreme I was in my 40s now, but the time to do is in your early 30s, get your shit together. Time to eat whatever you want is in your 20s, your body can handle it. Time you get in your 30s, you got to tighten that shit up. Time in your 40s, you got to just balance out and maintain. You don't want to die and have no body fat. Meaning that you discipline yourself so much, but you never had any food enjoyment. At the same time, you don't want to die and suffer longer because you're suffering with obesity, because you're going to live a less quality of life, especially as you get older. You got to try to find the balance. Do certain people have certain DNA and medical issues? Yeah, even in my own family. So I get it. But again, don't try to figure out the world. Don't try to figure out everything. Do what you can. Okay. And remember that every damn day. Good job. King Darius, what's up, brother? Darius, this is so true. Well, I appreciate that, Darius. Good to see you. Love the emojis. Shout out to you. Let's do it. Space Daddy, I have to catch the replay. Well, I appreciate you coming in and leaving a comment. Thank you. But just wanted to check in, showing up. Keep the truth coming. Space Daddy Serial, thank you for your positive comments. Thank you for being a member. Love and respect. David, hey, Sam, how are you liking your new phone? Loving it. And like every new thing, the first couple days are painful. I had to just, I don't transfer stuff. I just download the apps myself for you being in a store forever. Download the apps myself, and everything's backed up pretty much in the cloud. I send myself emails and stuff, but just getting used to it is a pain in the ass. But that's why I try not to go more than 2 years without a new phone. Why? Once you go 3-4 years without a new phone, you'll eventually get a new phone. Your own phone will die, but your mind will be so brittle. You'll resist change so much. Again, I'm not saying you should go get a new car every 2 years. I went into that cycle. Don't do that. But I'm saying that your phone is your greatest resource. Now, if you're a lazy sloth, you're only using the phone for entertainment, which is fine. I use it for that, but you also need to use your phone for work, for side hustles, for structuring your ideas, structuring your food, measuring your steps, planning your retirement, masturbating, everything. Your phone is your greatest resource, your best friend. You spend more time with your phone than you do your spouse. Your phone is your service dog. However, just like many service dogs, they're neglected, okay? And they got a cracked screen, okay? And they're taking a shit, okay, on your pillow. Okay? And they got this, they got the ability, but it's crazy. Let's stay positive. Doug, thank you again. Purple Fire member only emoji, 3 of them in a row. Doug, thank you for being a member. I appreciate you. Beast, let me prove this. Beast says, hope you had a good day. Thank you. Same to you, Beast. Do you know the porn star Ariela Faria? I'm not sure. I know some girl last name with Faria, a Mexican porn star. I'm not sure if her first name is Ariela. Shout out to you. AR6, hey, no, man. What's up, AR? Sam. Sam boy. Yeah, I remember you, Sam. I am. Love to you, man. Let's stay positive. Thank you. Ice Thesis. Good evening, Sam. My dad is recovering well. This stroke and, okay. Icy, shout out to Baltimore, man. I was thinking about you the other day, man. You've been a long-time viewer, man. Shout out to you. Ice Thesis from Baltimore says, good evening, Sam. My dad is recovering well from his stroke, and he is regaining his walking abilities. Never underestimate the ability to walk and leave the house on your own. No doubt. Look, a stroke is basically when there's a lack of blood flow. Blood flow stops to your brain. Basically, general, and you basically you suffer brain damage, and your neurological system, your body doesn't respond properly. You gotta retrain yourself like a baby. Look, as you get older, you're more vulnerable to some of these things. A younger person having a stroke is possible, but your age determines a lot of this. Just like a car, right? Like you get a brand new car, chances are the batteries won't die, at least for a couple of years, and the brakes won't go, at least for thousands of miles, right? So your body is like the same thing. It's like a car. And basically, Warren Buffett had a great life lesson he shared with younger people. He said, look, your greatest asset, he goes, if I told you in life you're only going to get one car, how would you take care of it? He goes, the truth is you're going to get many cars probably in your lifetime, but you're only going to get one body. Now, again, when you're young, you abuse your body. When you're a young driver, you abuse your car. I did it. As you get older, you got to start to do the speed limit. Driving's dangerous. And as you get older, you got to learn to eat healthier and walk more and manage your stress and stop substance abuse and even gambling, which could be mental abuse, basically. It's not easy, but this is the quest that we're on. And, and then we're talking about, strokes and health issues in life. With regard to a home base, I say part of my reason I haven't got a home base is because my age. At 41, I'm willing to take a little bit more risk. I could even take it for 20 more years. When I would get into my 60s or 70s, or damn sure 80s, I would definitely want some type of home base. Okay, definitely. Now, again, if you don't have a home base, even if you're in that age group, you damn sure better have a great money bag. If you got a great money bag, that's the great equalizer. Why? You can fucking pay $5,000 a month hotel or Airbnb. Your money bag is easy, but most people are not walking around like that, guys. So they're going to get a subsidized apartment. So show up to your social worker, follow up, and don't be delusional. You can't have it both ways. You can't say you wish you were rich or you wish someone would help you, and then someone helps you and you want to go do things on your own. Can't have both ways. So you got to do one or the other. Good job, Doug. When I was younger, I liked the mountains for skiing and camping. Now that I am older, I want to be close to Starbucks, Whole Foods, and a gym. Yeah, I almost bought a home base, not too far from those things, but I think that it would be okay, but I don't want to have to be that far. When you have a home base or wherever you live, you want wherever you live to accent your daily routine. For me, part of me moving to Florida is because I want my daily routine to be a level of outdoor walking, at the end of the day, fully submerged in the Atlantic Ocean, okay? And I want to see palm trees. I want to see coconuts. I want to be in this atmosphere, okay? You say, well, what about hurricanes? Well, I grew up in New Jersey. We had Hurricane Sandy, the worst hurricane to hit the East Coast, okay, in 20 years. So, what do you want to do? You want to stay up there for that? I don't. I'm thankful for New Jersey. I'm thankful for everywhere. But what I want to tell you, what is retirement? Retirement is not just stop working. Retirement is living where you want to live and downsizing. So you don't have to spend a lot of time and energy and money to take care of stuff you don't use, and you're living where you want. So even if you got to keep working because you're not at full retirement, which I'm not, if you can live where you want and be downsized, you've done 2 of the 3 criterias of retirement. You say, okay, but after a couple of years, I'll get bored of that. Well, hey, it's lonely at the top. So if you want to go back to Pittsburgh, you want to go back to upstate New York and live in drudgery for 30 years, you're going to have plenty of company. That's your choice. Shout out to you. Yeah, shout out to the Whole Foods, Starbucks. Definitely. Did we get to all live comments? Let's see. No, not yet. If I miss a comment, please type it again. Oh, yeah. My phone shows me a lot. Amikia, good evening, Sam. I hope all is well. Thank you. I showed up to work. Good job. And yeah, and the live. I appreciate that. And you feel great. Yeah. You always feel better after you show up. You always feel worse after you don't show up. And I want to tell you, you did the right thing. Shout out to Amikia. I knew this beautiful girl I met at the strip club. I think her name was Mika. But she didn't like me. She didn't not like me, but she wasn't into me. How does she look now? I don't know. Who knows? But it made me think of that. She was pretty good looking. Pancho. Yes. Greetings to you also, brother. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the greetings. Anna's in the building. You know what it is. Hey, Sam. Hello to you. From Poland. Aren't you in Canada now? Shout out to you. Good to see you. Icethesis. Visited NYC this past weekend and had a fun time at Radio City Music Hall. Been there, done that. Planning a trip to Florida in the fall, brother. Finally, a vacation to the promised land. I'm here doing that. Look, there's one thing about New York City, especially now that the pandemic's towards the end here. The energy is unmatched with the level of people, things to do, and diversity. Same thing, when I find a secluded beach in Florida, I love the peace. But to be honest, after a couple of weeks there, there's parts of a populated South Florida that I like to go to get that energy. You can't have everything. You're not going to have a secluded beach and all this energy. But then you get all this good living vida loca energy, but then you're not going to have, you're going to have congestion. So there's that trade-off, right? So you want to find a balance. Doug, not inspired with my job, but I keep showing up with a smile. Yep. Yeah, when you're not inspired with your job, log on to your direct deposit bank statement. But if you're really uninspired with your job, don't quit, because the best time to get another job is when you currently have a job and you're not pressured. So therefore, look for a better job doing something you may like more, but still related to your field. Apply to that, apply a couple times, go on a couple interviews, bomb, go on a couple interviews, do good because you got better. The more you do something, you get better. Then be willing to face fear and leave some people behind and take a new job. It'll be lonely. And that's why most people even stay at their same job. Why? Work with the same people. Too comfortable. I almost didn't take a promotion or didn't take a new job. I was really scared. I went back and forth a million times. And I talked to my mom. My mom said, Sam, you do what you want. There was a time in my career I had an opportunity to take a promotion. And because I was so comfortable at my existing position and my existing manager and workers, I didn't take it. And eventually, like 8 months later, we all got laid off. This was during the housing crisis. We all got laid off. And if I would have took the promotion, that would have been a different department. I would have not got laid off. So, again, I'm not saying you should take every promotion. Everything has to be measured, evaluated. But there's something to be said for there's a lot of complacency in the human spirit where we will stay, just like the topic tonight, we will stay in Boston with our friends at the construction site, watching the Patriot game, having kids just to be around the people we grew up with. That's what Matt Damon was telling Ben Affleck in the movie Good Will Hunting. And this whole theme was Ben Affleck said, man, don't waste your life hanging around here. If Ben Affleck never left his hometown, guys, he would never be dating J-Lo. I would tell you that in life, you always got your choice, It's not an easy choice. But you're going to have to be very sensitive to when you push yourself and what you're really scared of. Not easy. Okay. Like I said, I'm fair. I know there's a lot of people who aren't enough mentally strong or physically strong. I know the Lord's gave me a level of grace to push forward a little bit more. But I also know that all of you guys and girls, even if you're not as strong in certain areas, you're not dummies and you're not very, very weak. Okay. Like that. Look, if you have done something in your life, you put on makeup, you're not very fucking weak. Okay. If you've done something in your life, graduate high school, got your GED, or just anything, something, don't bullshit. And don't start saying that, I'm very weak shit. You want to acknowledge that you have your weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with that. I remember I was on a job site with this guy was an asshole. But he taught me a lesson. I probably still wouldn't want to work with him, but I still remember the lesson. This was my early days as an apprentice electrician in my 20s. And we were coming off a rough job at the end of the day, and I hated working with this bastard. Every day was like hell because this guy was a hard worker. Everything had to be his way. And he had a fucking personality like fucking Trump had sex with Putin, and they fucking had this demon kid. Okay. And I remember we were walking out of work, and I was like, well, I'm trying to graduate, the apprenticeship school. It says, not easy. I study. I don't really know this, that. I go, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that, this and that. And he goes, Sam, what the fuck are you talking about? He goes, I don't want to keep hearing you putting yourself down. He goes, you get out of something what you put in, and stop talking about yourself like that. And that's it. It was the first time someone really checked me about how I talk about myself. And I wasn't being super negative, but I was being kind of putting myself down, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do that. I'm not good here. I'm not good there. Apathetic. And he checked my ass. And again, it doesn't fully, it stuck out immediately, but it didn't really ring a bell until as I progressed on my journey in life. And, sometimes you got to be checked, and you got to, say, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm not very, very weak, right? I'm not saying I can't run a marathon. Okay. I can't do certain things. None of us can do everything, but you can do something. And if you can do something, I don't know how you figured out how to get on YouTube, create an account, and write coherent sentences. That's when all the people say they can't do nothing leave the chat. So, hey guys, chats that are about bullshit, they're crowded as fuck. Chats that push you a little bit, a little lonely at times, but you'll get there. Thank you for sharing, Ice Thesis. Back to live comments. Oh no, that was Doug. Malvano, what's up, brother? Outstanding message. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Had a high school friend who visited me as an adult. I was a knucklehead in school, and he was a genius. When he visited, he stated, I guess high school grades are inversely proportional to income. Yeah, I mean, there's no exact science to life, right? Like, anyone can make money when you didn't think they could. Anyone could be successful that you didn't think they could. Hard to maintain that if you don't have good habits. But Malvano, what he was able to do, he enlisted in the service, I believe, in the Army, and he did 20 years, and he worked with the criminally insane. Pat goes in here. She works with hospice. Everyone can do something. Okay? And, so here's an example. You say, yeah, I'm not smart, though. I'm not a techie. I can't make six figures. Well, one is, if you're a car mechanic and you show up consistently and you do side work, you could probably make damn near close to six figures. Let's say the top you make is 30 or 50 grand a year because you can't, there are some people, my mom worked very basic. There are some people, whatever. You're going to work at Walmart. You're going to work at the supermarket. My mom did. Maybe you just become a manager. Maybe you just stay at the entry level. Let me tell you this. You make 30 or 50 grand a year. And if you manage your life, if you don't have too many kids or no kids, you don't have too many pets, and you manage your money and you don't do gambling or drugs, if you made 30 or 50 grand, but you don't make a lot of money, but you really focus on taking care of yourself well and healthy habits, you'll probably make more than people I know making 150K a year that have got a lot of issues. Your positive cash flow. I give you 3 kids with 150 grand. Whoa. I give you 150 grand a year, okay, but you got a drug problem. Whoa. I give you 150 a year, but you keep getting, divorced. I mean, there's so many things. You keep buying cars, you keep buying second homes. I could give you a lot of money. So if you're disciplined in other areas, maybe you're not intelligent enough to go make 150 grand a year, but maybe you make 30 or 50 grand a year and you have a level of diligence in living a simple life. Not a dirt poor life. I see some of you people trying to live dirt poor and you're more intelligent than that. Shame on you. But you know what I mean, guys. Very important lesson there. AR6. I think I finally found my own way on how to embrace pain. I found that being energetic and consistently filling my inner dialogue with positive sentiments has been allowing me to push on. Yeah, well, whatever it takes. The main thing, again, is waking up early. That's the first time you got to push yourself. There's really no positive thought you can give. There's pretty much you just curse the earth, but you push yourself to do it anyway. So all I can tell you guys, if you're not waking up by 6 a.m., you're average. Because you haven't figured out how to just not overthink the fact that there's a part of shit that sucks. Get it done. It takes time. It takes some maturity. I didn't just get that, but that's pretty much what life is. ESP, good to still see you with me. All the way from Alaska. Palm trees, there's none in Alaska. But I know that you love Alaska. I love Florida. Smile, well, you can smile wherever you're at. Hand wave, I appreciate that. Good to see you, ESP. If you haven't already, guys and girls, please click that thumbs up. It's free. I got 65 people watching, 35 thumbs up, 50%. Man, that's tough. Tough crowd, huh? It's all right. Stay positive. Murdoch, what's up, brother? Good evening, Sam. It is lonely at the top. Too many times been alone on a roof, but when you make it to the top, it's a great feeling. Blessings, brother. Yeah. And look, the higher you go up, the more good stuff you can bring back down the mountain. Okay. If everyone stays at the bottom of the mountain, everyone's going to have the same stuff. Okay. If someone falls in a pit and you say, man, I feel bad for them, I'm going to jump in that pit with them. Well, now you're both in a pit. But if you go to the top of the mountain and you go get a rope, okay, and a ladder, now you can pull them out of the pit. Now, be careful. When you try to pull some people out of the pit, they're like a crab in a bucket. You ever heard about the crab in a bucket parable? There's if you ever see like live crabs, put them all in a bucket. When one tries to crawl to the top, the other ones pull them back in. Because you're going to have some friends that are not like Ben Affleck in the movie Good Will Hunting. See, Ben Affleck was a good friend. Most of your friends may say, yeah, fuck, stay here. Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go have a drink. Let's go do this. Yeah. Let's go, the Patriots game. They're not going to push you. Very few friends are going to do that. So you're going to have a lot of company in life. Got to be careful. Good job, Murdoch. Good to see you, man. Thumbs up to you. Shout out to you, all the roofers out there. Love and respect. Pancho, have you ever come across a mugger while living in the nomadic lifestyle? I've come across, in my 5 years living full-time on the road, less than 5 times, I've come across an area where it could have got hairy. It never escalated to a certain point, but you're definitely going to deal with panhandlers. And depending on what time of day and what their mindset, because remember, a panhandler is usually a drug addict or mentally ill. That's why they're panhandling, not working. So most of them, it's no issue, okay? But it depends on what time of night and where you're at. And when someone's in a deranged mindset, guys, anything can happen. So, again, it never escalated to a point, but there's been a couple that had the opportunity to escalate to a point. So the biggest thing that I was able to do by the grace of God is, one is keep the conversation very short and simple, but still show a level of respect. And 2 is get ready, start my car immediately and go, or leave immediately. Get out of Dodge. Don't extend the conversation. Don't extend the conversation. Don't extend the conversation. Start your car. Go. Walk away. That's it. It's your best shot. Okay. You can start talking about self-defense and weapons and all that stuff, but I want to tell you guys, 99% of conflict can be avoided. So you better try your best to avoid it every time possible. Because that 1% of time where it can't be, it could kill your life. Even if you save your life, I want to tell you, it could destroy your life. You better be very careful. Good job. Doug, 200,000 is an expensive parking spot. It is. It's an asset allocation. Do you want to park 200 grand in a savings account or 200 grand in real estate? You want to ask yourself, what's the recurring fees? The utilities, the HOA, if there is one, the property taxes. I would say the average is going to be about $500 to $700 a month. Okay, recurring fees. So, you'll cut down some things. You'll provide a home base. I don't need really most of the home base. So again, at my age, it can cut either way, right? Because I really don't think it's a great hedge on inflation. I really do think we've seen the peak of that. But it doesn't mean we're going to have a crash necessarily, though. But look, how much longer, even if real estate doesn't keep going up, how much longer will properties at the beach be under 200,000? Not too much longer. Now, at the same time, if I'm on my money game, I maintain an income, side hustles, and I'm diligent not to risk too much, then look, I'll keep up with inflation. So if I spend 200K now or 300K 10 years from now, I'm good. But, how do I want to spend those 10 years? Well, again, I still like the nomadic life. I actually like not being attached. But, you get to a certain point after 5 years, by the grace of God and through hard work, where I think about it now more. From a level of balancing my life, from a level of asset allocation, and from a level of, having a spot that I could go to if I'm sick or injured, where I want to live within the conveniences of all the things I like within my daily routine that makes my life the best. And a hedge on a bet for myself and for my mom if she ever needed it. So it makes some sense. Okay. Again, I'm not house hungry. I'm not nomadic delusional. I try to kind of know and evaluate what season am I in. I'm not in the beginning of my season where, look, it makes no sense to buy a house because I'm selling my house in New Jersey. I haven't gotten a remote job transfer. I got to maintain my income. That's your freedom, not an RV, not a car, not living in your car, not a house in Florida. Your freedom is your income and your ability to manage it and your health. So I knew that. So to me, in the beginning of my journey, no need to buy a home base. So I had no pressure. Then, after 2 years, finally getting the transfer I needed, getting down to Florida, now I got to explore Florida because there's so many different areas. That takes at least a year, 2 years. Yeah, Then you got to find the right property, and no property is perfect. You got to find the best, and you got to be slow to buy. When in doubt, don't buy. And I'm glad I didn't buy all the properties I didn't buy so far yet. So, but this a lot now I have less of a reason not to buy. The only reason not to buy is, look, I don't love the prices, but let's say I rewind 5 years ago when house prices were cheaper. The reason they were cheaper is people didn't want to buy a house. There was more sellers, and people didn't have as much money. People don't realize, guys, if house prices are low, that means there not too many people want to buy a house. So when house prices are high, it's the opposite. You want more of a balance. We're out of balance a little bit. That's fair. So, but that's what just people have to remember. I've seen housing crashes and I've seen housing booms. Okay? And what I can tell you is try to find some balance. Okay. Because you don't want a full crash, guys, because the economy is horrible. You can't do anything. You don't want a full boom because then there's an unbalance. You want to level out. I think we'll level out. We'll see. Back to live comments. Ice thesis. The weather is finally going to get nice in Baltimore in April in the 80s next week. Really? Wow. Global warming maybe here. I'm happy for you though. You earned it, man. I did a great video from Baltimore Harbor. I've been really busy with school. Good. I've been thinking about you with that. Good. I'm glad you're still doing your thing and work, but still watching the background. Well, Ice thesis, hang in there. Yeah. Look, you're going to get some good days, and it is getting warmer. I mean, on average. So, but the good news is you're out of winter. Thumbs up. The good news is I'll be up north in the fall, the best time of year to be up there. The best news is you're living your best life. You're doing what you got to do. Thumbs up to you, man. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for coming. Let's take a hydration break. Guys and girls, if you haven't already, click that thumbs up. I show up every day. You want to support the channel, click that blue join button. Thank all my members, Pat Go, Space Daddy Cereal, Doug, everyone in here tonight. Let's take a hydration break. If I miss a comment, tap it again. Pat Go. My partner had to go to work early. I should have gone back to bed. Well, Pat, when you live with someone else, when they leave, it's like, oh my God, this is what freedom feels like. But then if they leave too long, people say, oh, this is what loneliness feels like. And that's how people get stuck in the Upper Peninsula of life. Yep. A cold cooch. You wish you were in Arizona. Bare feet, hot, and dry, just like you like it, Pat Go. But you'd be lonely because your husband or whoever that is doesn't want to go there, can't go there. So instead of being barefoot, hot, and at the top of the mountain in Arizona, you got 2 thermal socks on. You got dreary weather. You got Dutch ovens at night. And you got about 2 hours a day where you can be by yourself to watch me go live. Pat Go, I don't know much about life, but I know this. Whatever you decide, the Upper Peninsula or barefoot in the desert, I do believe that you do have a positive attitude, and I give you a lot of credit for that. So I have hope that somehow, some way, that positive attitude will transcend the obstacles that you face. I truly love you. Linda, you always talk in reality in life. Well, I appreciate that, Lindra. Forgive me for that, Lindra. Thank you. Yeah, look, guys, I share with you real life that I've experienced, not made up theory. So I thank you for that, Lindra. Ice thesis. So proud of where you brought your channel from the Genesis. Well, I'm grateful for you guys and girls. I apologize for those I've heard along the way. I always think about that. But yeah, overall, I've tried to do the work. I got the grace of God. And this is not my first venture into a side hustle. Okay. When I was young, I did construction side hustles. I also did nonprofit ministry work. I also did a radio show. So I did things to refine my gift. Some of them stuck, some of them didn't. Some of the season ended. And then I transitioned to my main job from construction to corporate. I transitioned my side hustles from side work, construction, ministry to YouTube, DoorDash, and learning more about management. So to transcend and to build requires separating. And now all the friends that you had in construction or in church, they're not around. Why? They still live in that life. Are you mad at them? I'm not mad at anyone. But I have to go to my top of the mountain, wherever that is for me. Okay. So that gets lonely. And what do most people do? Well, they go back to what they know. Good comment. And he goes, so proud of you. Thank you. And the ability to stay consistent. That's the main thing with anything. A diet, a YouTube channel, your main career, despite the trolls. Yep. And glad you're making money on your side hustle. Yeah, when you earn money, don't apologize for it. Why? The lazy sloths want everything for free. Okay, and I'll tell you, they'll guilt trip you right into a grave. It's a blessing you worked this hard. Well, I acknowledge the grace of God. I acknowledge help along the way, as well as everyone in here. And I acknowledge that I failed at points. So, I got to acknowledge all those things. I thank you. Rashay, home base for the win. Possibly, it's going to be very emotionally tough. Financially, I'll still be below my means, but I think the main thing for me now is psychologically and emotionally, because I really don't want any other stuff, and just the home base is going to give me more stuff, even if it's just a parking lot, even if it's just a small RV. I could do it. I got to remember all the things I've done in my life. I get strength from that. That's what I want you guys and girls to remember. When you say that you're weak or you can't handle it, pull back on your strength. That the things you've done in your life. You don't say you're weak. But at the same time, I'm measuring it, right? I'm not buying the same size house with the same recurring expenses at the same time in my life where I'm building my career. I'm established. And I have exit strategies. So, my life is different. And I pull on that, right? So I'm buying a proportional sized, manageable property. I'm established in my career and I've managed my life and I've done with nothing. So the worst case scenario is a total shit show. I'm back where I'm at right now. Okay. Maybe I lose a little bit of money or whatever. So, worst case, I've lost more money trying to make more money than I'll probably lose in buying a property and if property crashes. So, you try to remember all those things if I decide to do it. Look, there's a part of me that says I'll be a nomad or I'll never buy again the rest of my life. Every day that I struggle with that. I really do. Treasure. Hey, Sam. Hey, Treasure. Sam, what do you think of the Toyota Sierra? Not for me because I don't like minivans, but I know it's a popular minivan. Like, shout out to my girl, Florida Yeti. I did a video with her. She does great in that. And she's doing excellent van life with that. So I think it's a great van for certain people. It's basically just a big SUV, almost a Class B, but you can't stand up. So for many people, I think it's a great choice. Me personally, it's just not my style, but I think many people do well in it. I like more smaller, manageable, and I don't like the minivan look, but that's just my personal preference. Royalty. I need this. Well, thank you for the positive comment. I appreciate you taking the effort to that comment. Thank you. If you haven't already, guys, please take that effort. Click that thumbs up. Thank you to all my members. You want to be a member, click that blue join button. Amika. Mecca. Okay, Mecca. But it's all good. Okay, shout out to you, Mecca. Thank you. Caveman. Hello, good people. What's up, Caveman? Good to see you, man. Thank you, Caveman, coming in. Ice Thesis. I'll never forget the live feed where someone was panhandling you. Remember, you were here? Damn, you've been here a long time, man. You remember that? I was thinking about that the other day. And you haven't left a car. I remember that day. Yeah, it was a couple times like that. A truly valuable lesson right there. Yeah, you watching him. And that's 100% reality. Oh, yeah, don't get any realer than this. Thank you, Ice Thesis. I appreciate that. Ty, what's up, Ty? Hello, Inspirational Nomad. Hello to you. I just started my nomad life. Well, congratulations. One day at a time. Maintain an income, maintain your health. Maintain an income, maintain your health. Next, when in doubt, keep it moving. Don't get complacent. Even me, I push myself today. Move a little bit. Move a little bit. Even if you don't have to, even if no one knocks, keep a flow. Remember, you live on wheels, but in our mind, we get complacent. Love to you, Ty. Best of luck to you. One day at a time. First Hawk, what's up? Blessings from Florida. Shout out to you, First Hawk. First Hawk, we are all God's creation, His purpose. Well, if you believe that, why do you believe it? Because part of the Bible also says that there's a fallen angel called the devil, and he basically has his spirit on the earth. So if that's the case, not everyone's God's creation, unless you say the devil's God's creation. Hey guys, look, you can mind fuck life. You know what I say? What'd you do today? What time you wake up? What do you do with your talents and gifts? I really don't give a fuck about, look, I don't want to be wrong on that. I went on a journey spiritual. It helped me. But I saw a lot of people get stuck there. They mind fuck life. They don't take care of themselves. They don't push themselves to develop in other areas other than spiritual. And all they are, guys, is a spiritual painting. I want to know if you masturbated. That's all I want to know. I want to know, did you go for a walk? Did you wake up early? And then I want to know about the God you serve. If you tell me about the God you serve, but you don't tell me that you're watching stepmom porn, you're a fucking fraud. Okay. So take a back seat. Go to the back of the church and let me do what I do. Because I know that the devil comes disguised as an angel, not disguised as a panhandler, even though they may fuck you up. So be careful out there. Okay, good job. Melvano, Trump, Putin, Demon Kid. Yeah, throwing a little Joe Biden dementia. Why? There's nothing more dangerous than a crazy, smart, dumb motherfucker. Okay? You know you work with the criminally insane. That's the criminally insane. You gotta fucking watch, man. These people crazy. They don't care how tough you are. And I want to tell you guys, remember, people don't forget, Mike Tyson got knocked out by Lennox Lewis, by Evander Holyfield. Anyone can get knocked out, guys. And even kill everyone. Just be careful. You never know who's who. First talk. I was a hospice caregiver. All right, here we go. I was a hospice caregiver before there was hospice. Priceless. Yeah, I know a lot of people, guys. All I can tell you is a caretaker becomes an undertaker. And I knew the Undertaker, guys, before he was a famous wrestler. And what I can tell you, guys, just be careful. Good job. Thank you for sharing. Malcolm, Amalvano. What's up, my army brother? Salute. 10th Mountain. Checking in. At ease, soldier. First talk. That was funny. Demon Kid. Yeah, with a little dementia. I'll throw some Biden in there, too. Aldi. Tuning in, bro. Tuning in. Thank you, Aldi. Love to you. First talk. Give positive to the universe. So I'll try to stay positive as I can. But you have to acknowledge there is some negativity. I try to do that, too. Why? Well, we got to be honest about life. But I do say stay positive. Good job. Andy. Yep. Thumbs up, baby. Thank you, Andy. Yvette! Damn it, Yvette. My member been very gracious to me. Let's see what Yvette's got to say. Hey, Sam. It's interesting that when you start doing well with money, people who treated you like crap, including family, suddenly love you until you need help. And money's a tough thing, you know. Money and family, definitely there's got to be boundaries. I've crossed some and I've had others cross. So what I've learned as I've gotten older is walk away from an inheritance if you can't be yourself. Don't lend money and don't borrow money if you can't pay back or it's not just a gift. And let go of everything and just start from today. So if you don't vibe with certain people, including in your family, it's not easy, but change your number and don't give it to them. I did it. Not easy, and I'm not saying it's the right thing also, but it's lonely at the top. And there's a lot of misery at the bottom. And they all want to borrow money. Okay, so it's not easy, Yvette, but I know what you're saying. I've been there. You're a positive person. You got a generous heart. You got to be careful. There's givers and takers. And you got to be careful with takers because it's never enough. And you got to take care of yourself. And then you give out of your abundance in a measured way. Measure your giving. Measure it. Not from 10% necessarily, but from a standpoint of don't make your life harder giving out money. And, you know, don't be so prideful in money that, you know, you never strategically use it to help. Now, but that's very hard to tell. Look, in a first world country, guys, the government takes care of the poor. Medicaid, subsidized house, EBT cards. And I have family members on it, so I'll speak on it. I'm not just talking out of theory. But I want to tell you this. There will be opportunities to help others. And you strategically use those opportunities. And it's mainly not with money, it's with opportunity. Once in a while, it may just be, look, you want to give a squirrel a free nut? We all need some stimulus once in a while. But that's very measured. Because if you give too much stimulus, you got too much inflation. So, you know, you got to treat life like you're the head of the Federal Reserve. When you fucking got money like that, you printing shit. Okay. You know, you can't keep the interest rates at zero forever. You're going to have too much fucking inflation. You can't just lend out money, give out money. And so, you know, hey, you may have to raise the interest rates. Don't even give money to people. That's what I'm trying to say. Basically, just be careful out there. I love you, Beck. Good to see you. Thank you for everything. Melvano, Malcolm, thanks for your service from 187th B Medical Squad. I believe that's B Med. Yvette, need help, not nerd. Yeah, I'm not sure if I understand that. Maybe it's a spell check. Oh, Oh, I got you. They needed help, not nerd. I got you. I read that wrong. It was a spell check. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, basically, stop giving out fucking money. Just enjoy your life. Change your phone number. You're good. Truth. Do you keep a gun in your car? Well, I don't want to say that. Why? Because whoever needs to know doesn't need to know. And whoever wants to find out, that's their 50-50 bet. Malcolm. Thank you, bro. Thank you. First off, goddamn, I'm still in a super chat. $5 super chat. So glad to be lonely at the top with all good people. Blessings from the Mima. Oh, Mima and Jesse with the Beagle Doggy. Damn it, I'm slow on this damn $5 super chat. I saw your comments. First talk on some of my other videos these past couple days. So shout out to you, Mima and Jesse and the Beagle Doggy. Forgive me for being late on that. I'm working off my phone. My laptop was acting a little funny. Thank you, First Talk. Thank you, First Talk. Thank you. Truly appreciate your positive comments. Truly appreciate your gracious tip. Thank you. First Yvette. First Talk says Yvette. That's so true. Yeah, both connected on that. Yvette. Thanks, Hawk. Yvette. Had that happen to me too many times. So yeah, you guys know. Woohoo! Yeah, woohoo. Thank you for being a member. 5 purple fire member only emojis. Thank you for the comment you left today on my channel. I appreciate you being a member. Thank you very much. Shout out to you. First Talk. I'm 5th generation Floridian. I can tell you why people don't want to live here, besides snow and politics. Look, it all depends where you live in Florida. You can live in Ocala, Florida, and you can live in Palm Beach, 2 different Floridas. You could wake up late and not work and live in Florida. Or, you could, be working as a emergency room nurse making 6 figures in Naples. So your experience, not that you're 5th generation, and how you live your life is more important. So I would say, instead of recalling how many generations you're near Ocala, so you're in the middle of Florida. You're not by the ocean. You're by the country land, by cattle and agriculture, which is a totally different environment than the coastal areas. Totally different economics, totally different environment. So, yeah, it's shit, basically. Again, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. I practice what I preach. When you come to Florida, spend 2 years traveling around to find the right area. Economics, climate, and culture. Economics. And look, if you love the beach, don't move to Orlando. Don't move to Ocala, unless you're raising horses. Okay. Yeah. Look, guys, I've visited just about all these areas, except the Panhandle. Why, guys? I just want to tell you, I get what you're saying, First Talk, but you are not a tree. You may not have a lot of palm trees where you live, but you're not a tree. So you can move. First Talk, you can move to Palm Coast. You can move to Palm Beach. You can move to Boca Raton. But the truth is, you probably would be lonely, and you probably wouldn't want to push yourself to a new environment with new people with a new job. So that's what you should tell people. Yeah, see, I love you, First Talk. Thank you for being honest. See, some people just say, yeah, don't come to Florida. It's shit. It's low pay. There's nothing going on. Well, yeah, based on that experience, that's what's popping. D, $5 strong. Keep up the good work. D, all the way from the Northeast, bought a house, sold a house. Now, living carefree or the best she can. D, shout out to you. Thank you for coming in here tonight. First Talk in D, I want to thank you. Yeah, isolation. Be careful, First Talk. Isolation precedes delusion. I like to spend most of my time by myself, but I spend time around people in populated areas, and I have conversations, and I have a couple friends. Why? If you're too isolated, you're too delusional, too broke. If you can't work with people, there's nothing you can do in this world that and it's just not healthy mentally, even if you were a millionaire. Shout out to Mike from Vero Beach. Talk to him today. Shout out to Justin from Palm Beach. Talk to him. Shout out to Mama and Solomon from Palm Beach. Shout out to people that I've met all the way from Miami to Flagler Beach. A shout out to Keith in Naples. Shout out to the couple of friends I still talk to from all over. So, you can have friends and not live by them. You can see them in passing. Acquaintances, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. And they respect your space, you respect theirs. Yeah, that's all. Good job. Shout out to you, First Talk. I believe, and thank you again, D. Thank you, D. Good to see you tonight. First Talk. Yeah, I believe we read that. First Talk. Blessings to all who gather here. Thank you, First Talk. Caveman. Cheers. What's up? Caveman, blessings to you, First Talk. Amen. Sunny Miami, AK Luke. What's up, brother? Sam. Positive vibes to you. Same back to you. And the PYT. Shout out to the PYT Russian chick. And Catching Alive. Shout out to you. I want to tell you, Luke, there's a song that says it never rains in Southern California. There's a song that I sing that there's an abundance of good-looking women in South Florida. Now, Ocala, Florida, I don't know. I'm not going to lie about that. I ain't going to lie about that. So just be careful where you start singing your song. First Talk. Thank you, Caveman. Thank you, First Talk. Sonny, hope your day was amazing. It was. I'm actually very grateful. Just one day at a time. Sonny, keep inspiring, Sam the man. Thank you. Shout out to you and your PYT. Love to you, brother. Anna, what is the meaning of life? Wake up early. Do something productive. Go for a walk. You'll figure it out after that. If you wake up late, you don't do something productive, you don't go for a walk, you're going to ask that late at night. You're going to be up all night thinking about it. There you go. That's the answer. Juju Sugar, what's up, mama? Watching from work. Well, I want to tell you this, Juju Sugar. While you figure out life, work. Why? Might as well make a direct deposit while you figure out why the world was created. Never forget it. First Talk. I have a camper for sale in Florida. Shout out to you. The campers are still selling. I would try put it on Facebook Marketplace or RV Trader, or try to go to a local RV dealership. See if you can get your money out of it. Shout out to you, First Talk. Good luck with that. What type of camper you got? Caveman. The meaning of life, to me, is a personal test in order to bring you closer to God. Now, that sounds like you're unemployed, underemployed, and you don't wake up early. I want to tell you guys, I went through a season of that. Now, the meaning of life, okay, is to get the most out of your life, because then the God that lives inside you will be illuminated. But when you wake up late, you're in a dark place. When you're not productive, you're in a dark place. Okay? And the darkness gets deeper and the philosophy gets greater. When you do more, the philosophy gets more narrow and focused and illuminated. Okay? That is the meaning of life. Everything else is mind-fucking life. Good job. First Talk. That's true. Thumbs up. That, Sam. How do you deal with low points? What's keeping you going? If you stay down, the world will keep kicking you. So what keeps me going to the gym at least 5 days a week? Well, if you don't go to the gym, you feel worse about yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. It's not about vanity anymore. Same thing. What keeps you going to work? Well, if you don't show up to work, you don't get money. What keeps you from just not staying in a depressed mode? Well, life just sucks more. So if you're nothing but self-interested, take care of yourself. Why? Why suffer more? That's it. It's a self thing. Yeah. So that's kind of like how I look at it. Yeah. Just kind of very simple. But I understand the struggle, but you hurt yourself more when you lay down and you stay down. But I understand. Kenneth, the big house can wait for the millennial. I'm not sure I understand that question. Or statement, excuse me. First Talk. My life is God's. It sounds like you live in Ocala. I'm just trying to follow the path of his wisdom. It sounds like you mind fucking life because you live in a God-forsaken land. Time to get out of Egypt. 4:15 a.m. I want to tell you, time for you to come to the promised land. Come to Palm Beach, baby. I love you, First Talk. Yvette, oh, hell yes, to both. Laughing. I ain't mad at that. First Talk. Damn, I'm going to say this wrong again. Mecca is over and out. Shout out to Mecca. Anna, Caveman, why the test? Oh, here we go. We're going to mind fuck life. Now, you guys both woke up late and you don't work, or you're underemployed. Now, come on, guys. Fox, in 2 months, I'm going to be living in my car full time. Okay. Thanks for the inspiration. Shout out to you. Hopefully, I can make the most of it. Well, if you maintain an income and pick up side income and you take care of your health, you will. If you don't, you'll be delusional and you'll ask the meaning of life. Good job. First Talk. I am spiritual. So am I. I want, if you got any of God's spirit inside you, I don't know how you can walk around Ocala and say that, you're spiritual. You're demonic. No, I bust your chops, First Talk. I love you. First Talk, that's awesome. We love you, First Talk. Thank you again for the great tip. Minority Report says, you make a lot of sense. Well, thank you for the positive comment. Shout out to you. I'm just busting chops a little bit. Thank you, Minority Report. Money Revamp. Oh, she took it out. Talking about crypto. Crypto and the meaning of life is depression, delusion. And you're not dumb. You're not weak. You're just not doing enough. You're not waking up early. You're not being productive. That's what happens when you drop out of the workforce. You buy crypto, you over-philosophize life, and you're on suicide's edge. What do I tell people? I try to tell people a lot, but there's not much bringing them back once you go down that road. So all I can tell you is, when you go in the very deep end of water, try to swim back to shore as quick as you can, because you ain't going to figure out life in that deep end, and that's where you're at. Okay, be careful. First Talk, it's good. I love you. First Talk, Nero Cal, same thing. You know what it is. First Talk, Bugs, I know what that is. First Talk, Hills, I like it flat. Poor, I like it rich. What's up, Sam? What's up, brother? Good to see you tonight. Thank you for being a member. First Talk, Ocala's horse, rich. Yeah, well, I'm MILF rich. I like that better. First Talk, yeah. Thank you, D. I appreciate that very much. First Talk, isolated now. I ain't lonely now, I'll tell you that. First Talk, Cool D. Yeah. Cool Mo D. First Talk, been isolated too long. It sounds like it. Noel, what's up, brother? It's all comfort to listen to you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Noel. First Talk, thank you. We love you, Noel. First Talk. First Talk, old lady, it looks like old man. Oh, and dog and peace. Well, shout out to you. I would say, if you got a dog, you're a good person. But I remember there was someone in my community when I lived in a house in New Jersey. They used to say that. And then I looked up, did Hitler have a dog? And Hitler had a dog. Putin had a dog. Putin has a dog. So you could be delusional and have a dog. So just be careful. But I believe you're positive. Good job. Money Revamp. I recently got in touch again with two friends. Well, you stopped being friends with them for a reason, but let me not assume and read this rest of the comment. One I've known since kindergarten, and the other since high school. Every time we talk, I realize, well, I distance myself. Good. It's true. Not everyone can come with us. You're damn right, Money Revamp. And once you drop out of the workforce, guess who you're going to be talking to? Other unemployed people on the internet. Then guess what? You get a lot weaker mentally. Why? As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. As one delusional person in the comment makes a statement, the other person gets more delusional. Never forget it. You see, I chopped these weeds on these comments. You know that. First Talk. How sweet, Revamp. Damon, hey, hello to you. First Talk. I was kidding. We love you, First Talk. I appreciate you. Thank you. I work harder than most men at 68. Well, you shouldn't. Why? You work hard so you can downshift in your 60s, not upshift. But you got to get the hell out of Ocala. Why? Even if you're rich as fuck, ain't nothing to do at 68 in Ocala. Unless you like horses. Fox, Red Heart, thank you. First Hawk. You wouldn't believe where I live. You would crack up. I got a pretty good idea of what you kind of see every day. And I can tell you, time to take a little trip away from that shit. First Talk, for reference to the H. Well, I like to reference, don't go chasing a D. And don't go chasing a P. Do what you need to do to make your life within your daily routine as best as possible. Your daily routine's your life. And if you don't like to see ran down gas stations and horse trailers, time to get the fuck out of Dodge, because that's not part of your daily routine that you like. Good job. Money Revamp. I took your advice, Sam. No worries. Still in the workforce. You're smart. Worked almost 80 hours. That's too much. When they offered the OT, well, that's good. One is, congratulations, love, and respect to you. And you look great. Two is, though, there is a real thing about being burnt out. Okay. And if you got out of debt, you obviously put in some work. That's why I tell you, pull back on your strength. You're not dumb. You're smart. You're willing to do what you need to do. Even if you got help, you did it. But to avoid burnout, downsize, work 40 hours, and on the side, pick up side things that you're passionate about. Even if you're passionate about Instacart or DoorDash, whatever. Maybe not, something else. I don't know. So I don't want to say that you're delusional for feeling burnt out. You're not. I only say you're delusional if you quit your job and then think you're not going to be burnt out. So congratulations for you for not being delusional. You're a very smart woman, like I always told you, and beautiful. But I do think you should measure, which you are measuring, how many hours you work. And maybe you can work some overtime, but I would say no more than, we have a saying in construction, anytime you work more than 60 hours is blood money. So 80 hours is way too much. It's not healthy. If you have to do that for a couple weeks or a couple months to do something, understandable. But that's not, you don't have to. So I listened to your videos. You got to, you don't need to do that. So work 40 hours, maybe 60, and pick up a side hustle or go on a journey physically, emotionally, spiritually, looking at, mental things and grow yourself in an organic way where you're doing what you need to do and you're also developing yourself. You still got to develop yourself in your 20s, 30s. I mean, it never stops, but definitely in your 20s, 30s still. So you got to go on that journey. You got it. You're smart. You figured it out. First talk. I love my dog. I did too. It broke my heart when my dog died. And I won't get another one, but a lot of work, a lot of money, but it brought me all the love in the world. I never regret it. But it took a piece of my soul when my dog died. So, you're going to outlive your dog, odds are. And I wouldn't get a dog if I was too old where I couldn't take care of another one. See, like you're 68, if your dog dies in your 70s and you get another dog, that's unfair to your dog. Why? Who are you going to leave your dog with? A lot of people do that. I see the seniors doing that. I don't like that, but that's my opinion. Woohoo, thank you again for being a member. When in doubt, don't buy. Yes, and when in doubt, take the promotion. There's a two-part equation. When in doubt, don't buy, and when in doubt, take the promotion. Why? Make more money, have less expenses, more flexibility. If you just don't buy, but you don't make money, well, the good news is you don't have much expenses. The bad news is you ain't got much money. And as you get older, that becomes more bad news, not good news. So remember to balance it. Good job. First talk. Revamp. Take some breaks. Yep. But you are awesome. She is awesome. Very smart, beautiful. She'll figure it out. You know what it is. Guys and girls. CC Moon coming in strong. I aced the interview last Thursday. Oh, congratulations. They have 2 openings. There's 2 openings for every unemployed person. I told them to consider me for the more senior position. Yep, and if you don't get it, handle it gracefully. I hope they make an offer. They should. If not, they're lost. Yep. And don't be scared if the other position is offered to you. Don't be scared to take it if it's a step up and in the direction you want to go. The good news is you showed up to the interview. The good news is no matter what happens, you'll be experienced more. The bad news is if they offer you the job you want, you're going to be scared to take it. How do I know? Because I went through that. And I empathize. You're going to feel scared out of your fucking mind. Because it's just like house hunting. It doesn't get scary until you sign the contract. It's just like going on a job interview. It doesn't get scary until they actually offer you. Then you got to really consider giving your 2-week notice and leaving the people you know and the job you know. That's scary. But what's scarier? Staying at that job. 5 years from now, you'll regret you didn't take the promotion. So think about all those things. Not easy. First talk, Moon. Good job. Guys and girls, I'm sweating. I've been on here for an hour. I show up. If you appreciate these videos, click the thumbs up. Thank you to my members. Thank you to the gracious super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gratitude, effort, the grace of God. And that's it. You got to walk alone a little bit. But believe me, if you separate from certain people, you will find other people. CC Moon, $1.99. Thank you for the positive support. Well, thank you for the positive effort you put in your life to improve your life. That's the greatest example. That's the meaning of life. That's the meaning of life. Say it with me. That's the meaning of life. Good job. Woohoo. Have a good night. You too. Woohoo. Thank you for everything. Adole, love, respect, peace.